Blake Lively built a career off of grace, charm, and a carefully curated image of a Hollywood sweetheart, but now that image is unraveling. The actress, known for roles in Gossip Girl and A Simple Favor, is under fire for a behind-the-scenes moment that many are calling hypocritical and even criminal. In a stunning twist of irony, Lively, who recently filed a lawsuit against director and actor Justin Baldoni for unwanted improvised physical contact during filming, is now facing a nearly identical accusation herself. This time, she's the one being called out for allegedly grabbing her co-star Henry Golding inappropriately during a scene she admits she improvised. And while fans debate whether consent was given, the internet is erupting with outrage, comparisons, and questions about double standards. But it doesn't end there. Just as the controversy was heating up, Blake tried to shift the narrative with a heartwarming PR stunt working behind the counter at a donut shop. Instead of endearing herself to fans, she ignited a second scandal. The shop is now under investigation by the Wilton Health Department after complaints about her handling food without a hairnet. This is the story of how Blake Lively's seemingly perfect image began to crack, from on-set allegations to PR disasters and the internet's ruthless response. The improvised scene that sparked it all starts with the movie A Simple Favor, a sleek, twisty thriller starring Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. In one particular scene, Blake's character, Emily, shares a moment with her on-screen husband, played by Henry Golding. But it wasn't what was in the script that got people talking. It was what Blake added. Behind the scenes commentary from the Blu-ray release reveals that the moment where Blake grabs Henry Golding's crotch wasn't scripted at all. It wasn't improvisation. Blake herself admitted it was a spontaneous decision, saying it felt like something her character would do. Fans were initially amused. But then the tone changed. The resurfaced clip made rounds online, and many viewers began expressing discomfort. One fan wrote, "Henry looks so uncomfortable." Another added, "If a male actor did this to a female co-star, his career would be over." The scene, once played off as cheeky and daring, suddenly became the focal point of a much darker conversation. And then came the bombshell. Henry Golding will allegedly be deposed over the incident. The lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. The timing couldn't be worse. Just weeks earlier, Blake Lively had made headlines by suing Justin Baldoni, her former co-star and director, for sexual harassment. According to her lawsuit, Baldoni repeatedly crossed boundaries on set, improvising physical contact that made her deeply uncomfortable. She claimed that Baldoni kissed her in ways that were not in the script, sucked on her lip during scenes, and escalated his advances without her consent. In court documents, Blake argued that improvisation without consent was unacceptable and traumatizing. So when the Henry Golding scene came to light, a scene where she had improvised aggressive physical contact, the backlash was immediate. Fans called her out. Critics pointed out the hypocrisy. Social media exploded with split-screen comparisons, one side showing her accusations against Baldoni, the other showing her grabbing Henry Golding on set. And suddenly, the question wasn't just about what Justin did, it was about whether Blake Lively was guilty of the very thing she condemned: hypocrisy or misunderstanding. Some fans jumped to Blake's defense. They argued that she asked Henry for permission, that the director approved the choice, that everyone on set was fine with it. Blake's rep told TMZ that the scene was the result of a creative collaboration and mutual agreement, but others weren't buying it. "It doesn't matter if the director approved," one commenter wrote. Did she ask Henry directly? Did she get his consent in the moment? People started digging. The commentary clip didn't clearly show whether Henry was consulted beforehand, and the public started drawing uncomfortable parallels. Blake says improvising physical contact without consent is abuse. Blake improvises physical contact without clear evidence of consent. It was a contradiction too big to ignore, and it opened a floodgate of criticism. The donut disaster, in what seemed like a strategic move to soften her image, Blake made a surprise appearance at Rise Donuts, a small shop in Wilton, Connecticut. The visit looked sweet on paper, A celebrity, rolling up her sleeves, working behind the counter, waking up at 5 a.m. to help a friend's business. She even posted glowing praise for the donuts on social media. But there was a problem. Several, actually in photos and videos, Blake was clearly seen handling food with her hair completely loose, no hairnet, no hat, not even a ponytail. Fans were disgusted. Comments poured in, "I don't want blonde strands in my jelly-filled. How is this sanitary?" Blake Lively needs to take the food handler's test, and then it got worse. Under investigation, Wilton Health Department received multiple complaints about Blake's visit. They launched an official investigation into the shop. According to reports, the department is reviewing whether food safety regulations were violated. Rise Donuts was flooded with one-star reviews on Yelp. The backlash was so intense that Yelp temporarily disabled the page. A spokesperson for the health department said that food service regulations clearly require anyone handling food to wear a hair restraint. Blake's loose hair violated that rule, and now the shop could face consequences. A simple PR stunt meant to generate goodwill had turned into another disaster. The blame game. Blake's can't begin pushing back. They claimed that the complaints were part of a coordinated retaliation campaign. They hinted that Justin Baldoni's team might be behind it, that people who had never been to the shop were leaving reviews, that a family-run business was being unfairly targeted, but the public wasn't convinced. This has nothing to do with Baldoni, one user wrote. She chose to handle food without a hairnet. That's on her. It seemed that every attempt to deflect only made the situation worse, and the more Blake blamed others, the more fans began to question her integrity. The double standard debuted. The controversies mounted. A larger debate began to unfold. Are women in Hollywood held to different standards than men? Some argued that Blake was facing harsher scrutiny because she spoke out against harassment. Others said she was getting off easy compared to what would happen if a male actor had done what she did. If the roles were reversed, one post read, Henry Golding would have already been blacklisted. It raised a difficult question. Can someone be both a victim and a perpetrator? And how do we hold celebrities accountable when the lines are blurry? Blake Lively's explosive legal showdown with It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni has taken a jaw-dropping new turn. And this time, the betrayal is coming from within the 37-year-old actress who made headlines last year after filing a bombshell lawsuit accusing Baldoni, 41, of sexual harassment, has now found herself at odds with another co-star, Adam Montshine. According to Lively, Baldoni inserted his longtime friend into the film as her OBGYN for a highly sensitive birthing scene, a move she claims crossed a deeply personal line. In both her initial complaint and an updated filing submitted in February, Lively detailed how she was forced to endure an invasive and humiliating experience. She alleged that Montshine, described as Baldoni's best friend, was placed in a role that required his hands and face to be in intimate proximity to her exposed body during the scene, a casting choice she believes was deliberately inappropriate. Conclusion: the fall of a carefully curated image. Blake Lively was once untouchable, a fashion icon, a feminist voice, a beloved Hollywood star. But now, her reputation is on the ropes. She sued a co-star for improvised contact, then got exposed for doing the same thing, tried to clean it up with a donut shop photo op, and ended up being investigated by the health department. It's the kind of PR nightmare that most stars don't recover from. Whether she acted with malice or made poor decisions in the heat of the moment, one thing is clear: the internet never forgets. And Blake Lively is learning that even America's golden girls can fall from grace. So what do you think? Did Blake cross a line? Is the backlash fair? Or is she being targeted because she dared to speak out? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, in Hollywood, the line between hero and villain is thinner than you think.